Setting it up. There we go. What's going on, everybody? All right. So we are moving right along here, and we are starting to focus our efforts on trend reversals. And I think that you guys really enjoy trading trend reversals the most. And Trend Cloud is specifically built for that, right? Trend Cloud is built for trend following and trend reversal trades. And if you just focus on that, if you just focus on trend reversal trades, I think what you're going to find is you'll capture the most profits. And it's a point in time when the market gives you the most information, right? So for this trading challenge, what I am going to do very specifically is I'm only going to go after trend reversal trades. And as you can see from the results here, let's go over to the results. Yesterday, of course, the natural gas trade, beautiful, over $1,800, and all these others, right? Look at this: small loss, big win, small loss, big win, small loss, big win, small loss, huge win, right? That's what you want your results to look like. Okay, so we started with a $20,000 account, and we're now in our third week. Okay, so every 2 weeks, I want you to recalculate your account balance back to 20,000. Okay, I'm gonna keep mine for now, just to create a record here. But every 2 weeks, we will discuss and have a new trading challenge. Okay, so and the rules are: you cannot lose more than $500 in a day, and you can't lose more than $1,000 throughout the entire 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. Okay. Let's take a look at natural gas right now, because you can see Trend Cloud is showing you an extended trend, right? An extended trend on that 1 hour chart. We also have an extended trend on the 5-minute chart to the downside. So let's see if we can relate this information to what's going on right now. So go out to your 4-hour chart here. And what we want to do is we want to understand the context of the trade, right? So here's the 4-hour chart. And we made money on this trend reversal right here. Hey, good morning, Frank. So what's going on right now in this trade? Well, we've gone down 7 waves, right? This is extremely extended, and we were able to capture the move on the reversal. Okay, awesome. Where do we want to rejoin, or what do we want to do? What is the mindset here? Hey, Graham, good to see you, buddy. Graham's in the house. Well, we're starting to shift to the upside, right? So here's the yellow transition candles, and we went from extended, right? Ice blue, extended, to red, yellow, and now green, right? So there's the full transition of the candle from downtrend to uptrend. Blue, red, yellow, green. Beautiful. Those are all the signals that we need. It's pulling back into Trend Cloud now. And the 50 simple is still red, isn't it? So we really need that to turn green. So we're still a little bit early on a full trend reversal here. With experience, you're going to see that when price breaks above the 50 like this and the 50 remains red, what price likes to do is come down, hit that 50, maybe come down a little bit below it, but not close below, and then make the move up. Okay, that's what I'm predicting, but it's not what I see right now. I see price coming into the trend cloud, and so I just have to assume it's going to do this. All right, let's make that black. All right, I assume that this is what's going to happen. So you have to take the context of your high time frame and then relate that to the 1 hour and then the 15-minute chart. But you have to take the context of the highest time frame first. So we're looking to go long here, right? We're looking to go long here. We need to use the 1 hour and the 15-minute chart, and we need to take the puzzle pieces and put them together so that it works for the narrative that we're looking at right now. We have to put all the pieces together for a long trade because that's what we're seeing on the high time frame. And that's the only thing we can do. So let's take a look. If we wanted to rejoin this trend to go long, what's going on here? Well, the 1 hour chart has gone up 5 waves. 6th wave, candles have turned blue. And what's happening here? They just recalculated. So we've actually recalculated on the 1 hour chart to the upside. We are extended on the 5-minute. And we're cycling up. So we're actually starting to rejoin this uptrend here. What do we have going against us? Well, we've got momentum on both time frames going against us, right? And that's really what we need to rejoin this this uptrend here. So let's plan this out. We need to see CCI break above positive 100. We need to see a momentum shift here, and we need to see this turn green. All right. That's what we need to see in order to start looking for patterns, right? Price has to break above the 50 on this 5-minute chart, and then it's got to pull down into some support and make the move up, right? That's the pattern that we're looking for. So we can't really just buy this thing yet, right? We need to see more information, but that is the thought process. I always want to go through the thought process with you guys because you need to be saying that to yourself over and over and over again. The observation that I'm making here is look how close we are to the first ADR checkpoint. We are pretty close. It would be nice if we hit that so that we can check that off and say, oh, okay, this thing has really run it's run its full average daily range already. But we haven't, right? We're almost there. Let's check our cycle indicator here. Okay. Cycle indicator is just starting to move up. 15-minute chart. Okay. 15-minute chart cycling up. 1 hour chart cycling up. So that's good. We're catching this upward movement here. I guess if you wanted to be real aggressive, you know, you can start buying this right now, but that's, you know, that would be very aggressive. We really want to have momentum on our side. We already have trend, right? We've got trend on our side, both on the high time frame and the middle time frame. Cycling up, that's great. What we want to see to really have all the pieces in place, what we want to see is something like this. We move up, we break through some structure here. If we get to this point on the 15-minute chart, most likely that CCI will break above positive 100. We've got to have momentum at least on one chart to start looking for pullbacks into support or demand zones. Okay? So in this movement, however long that's going to be, as long as within this whole movement here, we break above positive 100 on the CCI, great. Start looking for those pullbacks. Start looking for those pullbacks into some kind of demand zone on that 15-minute chart. All right. So that's the thought process, and that's what it's going to look like. So you guys are so lucky because you've got a trading system that's built for trend reversals and for trend following, and it's already got an objective layout for you. Everything is laid out for you. There are rules that are in place. There's an objective trade plan that you're following, and you could actually draw out what you need to see. That's very powerful. And that is what leads to this. That's what leads to consistently profitable results. Here's the proof. Here's the proof. And you need to document your proof because people are going to ask you for it, right? And here it is. Okay. 3 weeks ago, we had $20,000. We made $3,955. Here's the trades that we took. Small loss, big win. Small loss, big win, and so on. The proof in the data has to be there. If you can't be profitable in the simulator, how are you going to be profitable in the live market? That's what's so much fun about doing these trading challenges. You get to prove to yourself that you're ready. I love that. And I know you love that too. It is the most empowering feeling that you can have to say, wow, look what I did. Look what I built. Okay. A lot of you are working on your trade plan and you're making great observations and you're writing those observations down, and it's turning into a cohesive system, an objective plan, right? So that is the thought process. Let's take a look. Let's go over to gold. Let's go through the same process on gold. Okay. Go out to the highest time frame. And let's just see here. Okay. Here, let's turn this off. Let's look at a clean chart here. So we drew some lines on here. Let's remove everything. Look at how gold is hanging out, going sideways. let's see, Graham, what you got here? I can never understand when a company reports a loss, the share price pops. They see Rolls-Royce 33% loss, but 11% pop. Yeah, no, Graham, that's a great question. And here's your answer, Graham. Here's your answer. You'll never know. Your answer is the market can do anything it wants at any time. So what does that tell you, Graham? It tells you that the risk management part of your trade is the most important thing that you can control. You can never control the news. You can never control the thousands of variables that take place in the market. That's a great question. That's a great question. And the answer is there are too many variables for you to ever figure out or understand. And that's okay. Graham, you don't have to know. You don't have to know the answer of why. You know why you don't have to know? Because in the long run, in a series of trades of using a trade plan that gives you this, Graham, a trade plan that gives you this, consistent results, consistently profitable, this is what you can control and understand. Keep using the trade plan that gives you this. Doesn't matter about the news, doesn't matter, oh, why did that happen? Wait, how can Rolls-Royce take a 33% loss, have it go public, and then all of a sudden the price goes up? You will never know. And you don't have to know because you're using a trade plan that gives you this. All right? There it is. There's your proof documented using TrendCloud, objective trading system. Okay? That is what you can control. And that's how this game is played. Mark Douglas talks about it all the time. Trading in the Zone, right? One of our favorite books, right? He talks about it all the time. Yeah, that is a fantastic question, and it's always worth discussing. When you put a trade on, you really want to take a look. Am I risking 1% of my total current account value, or am I risking 15%? Am I being consistent? Okay. So when you start to risk 1% of your total account value and you stick to that and you use an objective trade plan, here you go. Here you go. Consistent results. Small loss, big win. Small loss, big win, and so on. And then you catch a runner. And there's your big runner move, $1,800, right? No, Graham, no, it's not, it has nothing to do with the balance sheet or fundamentals, or it's got nothing to do with that, buddy. It's got nothing to do with that. I don't know how to read a balance sheet, but look at me. Here, consistent results. I don't know how to read a balance sheet. I'm not an accountant. I understand that in a balance sheet, you want to make sure that the balance sheet is going to show you what's going out and what's going in. That's why when you're buying a business, you always ask to see the balance sheet. People like to send you, if they want you to invest in their business, they'll send you, they'll send you the taxes, or they'll send you, you want to see the last 3 years of taxes and the last 6 months of the balance sheet. That's what you want to see, because you want to see what comes in and what goes out. And, but with trading, you're not really buying a business. With trading and investing, you've got to use a trade plan that's objective, and that by doing this, by doing those trading challenges with us. I'm not talking about going out there and spending $500 on each trading challenge. Don't do that. Practice with us for free. We do it every 2 weeks. And it forces you to realize, oh, you know what? Am I really using my my trade plan objectively? Do I actually have rules in place? And that's what this is going to force you to do. It's a must. You must do this. You've got to prove it to yourself. You don't have to prove it to me, or you don't have to prove it to some stupid prop trading firm. They don't care. They just want your $500. You got to prove it to yourself. So if you're able to go through a process, hey, Mariana, good morning. Kazi, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see everybody in here working hard. So, you have to be able to look at a blank chart, and, you got to go through a process, and that process has to be objective. So here we are, 4-hour chart on gold. Remember, we all remember this day, right? When gold just went Yahoo, and just the floor just broke out from under us, right? And we were like, what the heck is going on here? Well, we'll never know what really went on, right? But we can use this as information. So let's do that. Right in here, okay, is where all the sellers came in. Great. That's one piece of information. Excellent. It has hit that area, my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Wow. Lot of sellers in there. And now we're going sideways. Okay. So it seems like we're really trying to fight to break through this thing, right? But we don't know that yet. We don't know. We can only trade what we see and use the information that we presently have. Okay, fine. So we've got a supply zone here now. And we've got another one. We've got a demand zone. Here's a rally-based rally right here. Let's make that green. That's really nice looking, right? Rally-based rally. And that didn't really break any structure on this time frame, but most likely it broke some structure on like the hourly, right? Let's take a look. Okay, so here you go. So on the hourly chart, right? On the hourly chart, it actually looks like a drop base rally. Okay, and that that made a new structure high, and it continued, right? Price came down, buyers came in here, and look at all these trend cloud signals. All right, a lot of trend cloud signals in here, and then boom, move to the upside. We like that. That looks great. We can even expand this a little bit more. How about that? That looks pretty good. And look what we've got there. We've got an ADR checkpoint right in there for today, right? That's today's average daily range on gold. Great. So we got a supply zone, and we got a really nice demand zone. What is the overall direction on the high time frame? Well, that's definitely up, isn't it? And look what it's doing. It's hitting that 100 simple moving average. That's our major level. That's our major level of resistance, isn't it? The highest time frame, the 4-hour chart, we always use the 200 and 100 simple moving average for major levels of support and resistance. And that's the only chart that we use it on. That's the only chart that we use it on. Why? Because moving averages on the high time frame are much more significant than moving averages on lower time frames. Okay, it's as simple as that. So the overall direction on gold is up. All right, and it has looks like it just started, right? Because 50, right? The trend cloud is composed of the trend cloud itself, the candles, and our 50 simple. And we are now in the green. Hurrah, hurrah. Gold is making a push to the upside, but it's slamming into these resistance levels. It's slamming into this supply zone. It's slamming into the 100 and 200. Look how it bounced off the 200. Get a good look at that, guys. Get a real good look at that. Is that random? No. That is mass psychology at work right there. That is mass psychology. Everybody's looking at that 200 simple, and they're saying, whoa, here it comes. Something's going to happen. Now, does that mean trend reversal? No. That just means it's a resistance level and price is respecting it right now. And it bounced off of it. So let's draw out some price action. Let's draw out what price wants to do, right? We're in this uptrend. What does price want to do? Move up. Now let's make this black. Price wants to pull back into the trend cloud, make a move up, hits that 200, pulls back into the trend cloud, came all the way down to here. Now, what are we expecting? We're expecting this, right? Or we're expecting some upward movement back into this supply zone, right? I mean, is that not what you guys are seeing? That's direction, right? That's direction. We know for a fact that that's the direction that we're looking for because that's how trend cloud works. Breakdown, pulls back into trend cloud, impulse down, pulls back into trend cloud, impulse down, right? That's how it works. Look at this. Impulse down, pulls into trend cloud, impulse down, pulls into trend cloud, and so on. So, that is the context that we have to have a solid understanding of on that high time frame. Otherwise, if you don't have a solid understanding of price direction and use some sort of clues on this map or on this chart, this is just like saying you are here, okay? And here's the path. So you need that. You need to have some sort of direction. All right? If you don't understand the context of the direction on the high time frame, how are you going to put the pieces together for your trade? How are you going to put your trade plan in place for these consistent results? Okay. You might be at a stage where you're just making a bunch of observations, but you don't have anything written down. So achieving this will be impossible. It's got to be written down. Okay. And that's what we're developing here for you guys, right? That's what these sessions are for. They're for taking your observations and putting them together. And by all means, use the Trend Cloud trade plan. Oh, we've got a new member here. Hey, what's going on, buddy? I can't see your name on there. SHAH. Shatum. All right. Shatum wants to look at some Forex. Sure, let's do it. Let's finish up our conversation here on gold, and then we'll look at that Forex pair. Good to have you, buddy. All right. So on the 1 hour chart, right now that we know the the direction that we're looking at is up, right? What are we looking for now? Well, we really want to see trend to be also up on the 1 hour chart, right? And we want to see that CCI indicator, right? Let's collapse that for now. That CCI indicator is breaking below -100. So momentum is against us right now. And that's okay. That's okay. We need to see this, right? We need to see CCI break above +100 so that we can drop down to the lower time frame and start looking for our demand zones to go long, right? So maybe it's going to look something like this, right? That's the pattern. There's your break of structure. All right, so that's what we're looking for. And we don't quite have that yet. So there's a bunch of pieces of the puzzle that are missing right now. And, we're really sideways here, aren't we, on gold? Because look at this. Comes into supply zone, beats it down. Supply zone beats it down. Supply zone beats it way down, right? Here's the 15-minute opening range on gold, and it's breaking to the downside. It's breaking to the downside, and momentum, right? This is the opening range breakout really loves momentum-based moves, doesn't it? This really loves to follow momentum. And here you are breaking down to the downside. What's the observation that we look for? Well, we look for this breakout to the downside. We look for the retest to take this sucker short, right? That's the move. But that goes against our plan here on the high time frame, doesn't it? So once you identify factors that go against your plan and your objective system, well, then you got to walk away. So gold is really not looking very enticing to me today. It looks like a mess. And we don't want to trade a mess. We want to trade objective, very clear-cut signals, don't we? All right. All right, let's take a look at XAU USD. Let's do that. Let's go over here. Let's go to XAU USD. All XAU USD. There we go. Forex dollar, I believe. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Shahatam. Pretty much the same thing. Look at that. Yeah. In fact, here's something interesting. The XAU is actually in a much stronger uptrend on that 4-hour chart, isn't it? That's much stronger on the 4-hour chart as opposed to gold. let's keep this compare or add symbol. Oh, interesting. Let's put this on our watch list of, I guess we can put that in stocks. Yeah, sure. Let's put it, or we'll put it in Forex. Okay. So, yeah, so here we've got this uptrend, right? Hey, Tim, how's it going, buddy? Looking to buy gold around 210. Okay. We'll take a look at that. I would, now, Tim, so here's Tim saying, hey, I want to buy gold around this. That's great. And I hope, I know you've got your reasons for that. So, Tim, the only advice I would give you is just make sure, okay, just make sure that this here, this 210 is not just an observation. Make sure all the observations that you have accumulated, right? Make sure those observations are inside of some sort of cohesive trade plan, right? Because then it's just a guess, right, Tim? We don't want to guess. You know, that's the whole purpose of putting together and developing the trade plan, so that you can look at your simulator and you can see, okay, yeah, no, I'm following the plan, right? Here's the consistent results. This is consistently profitable, right? As long as those, whatever you're doing, when you're looking at that and you're saying, oh, here it comes, 210.6, I've got this, and this all in place. And that's what tells me, yep, 210. That's where I'm buying. So just make sure it's not just on a few observations, but make sure those observations are actually written into a cohesive, objective plan. You're going to be so much more happier. You're going to be so much more happier. And you'll start saying to yourself, Tim, you'll start saying to yourself, aha, we just entered a demand zone and it has just hit an ADR checkpoint, and that 1 hour trend is extended. Look at that. Look at how the 210.6 is on that ADR checkpoint in an extended trend inside of the demand zone. And oh, look at this. The CCI indicator is above positive 100. Oh yeah, that's it. That's where I'm getting in. That's what you've got to, that's how it's got to come out. When you're sitting in front of the screen, you got to be, we all talk to ourselves, don't we? Like that, at least, I mean, gosh, I do. If people saw what I did privately, they'd be like, you're crazy. This guy talks to himself, you know? So if you're verbalizing that to yourself, you're in the right place. You're doing the right thing. Yeah. If you're able to verbalize that, then you got yourself something like this for sure. And by all means, you know, go over to my profile here and, you know, steal my plan. It's right here. This right here, you click onto that, steal that sucker, because that's what we're using. Okay. Right now, let's go back over to, and Tim, is that the 210? Are you using the futures? What are you using, Tim? Are you using this, the gold spot, or are you using the futures? Now you got me curious about 210.6. Yeah, just let me know. Yeah, futures. Okay, yeah, right on. So yeah, so I would do that. So let's take a See, I'm seeing today, I'm seeing a sideways movement, right? Oh, looking at the 30-minute. Cool. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Bammo. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Wow, we've got some now with your trend cloud system. You'll have these ADR checkpoints, and you'll also have the opening range. And I programmed into the opening range tool, I programmed the previous day's close, previous day's low. They work beautifully on, and you've got that in this demand zone here. So we've got, what is that? We've got the previous month's low and the previous week's close, as well as that ADR checkpoint inside of our demand zone. Wicked cool. Okay. So, yeah, so what I'm looking at, right? It's kind of like a formation on top of a formation. But this is what I'm looking at. And remember, we're sideways, right? So in a sideways movement, sideways price action really throws a monkey wrench into any type of momentum-based trading system, right? And that's pretty much what Trend Cloud is, right? We like to take those 6 elements. We like to take those 6 elements, trend, momentum, right? Cycles, okay? Support and resistance across multiple time frames. And of course, the last one, supply and demand, right? Those are the 6 elements that we wrote into our trade plan. And we said, we've got to have this, and this set up before we can say, yes, we're taking this, this trade, right? So that kind of goes out the window when you're in a sideways movement. And we're in this sideways movement here. And look at how Trend Cloud is telling you you're in a sideways movement, because this is really like a pseudo uptrend, isn't it, guys? Why is it? Why do I say this is a pseudo uptrend? Well, look at that Trend Cloud 50 simple. It's still red. It's still red. It's not looking like this, right? Where you've got, okay, here's the crossover, green candles, green Trend Cloud, green 50 simple. There, right there, that's an uptrend. That is a objective, legitimate uptrend, right? What's it look like on the 30-minute? Here you go. 30-minute chart. Beautiful. Look at that. It gave you a whole bunch of signals here, crossover signals. It gave you 4 momentum signals, rip to the upside. 1, 2, pulls back to the 50, never turns red. Trend Cloud signals, rip back to the upside. And then we kind of start this sideways movement here. Yeah. So, so now you're really shifting gears here, right? We're all shifting gears on gold now, and we're saying, hey, you know what? We're in a sideways movement. We've got to we have to trade the extreme edges. So if I'm going to trade the extreme edges, and this thing is going to go all the way down to here at some point, well, today, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at that, right? And you've got to see what's going to happen. So what could we plan out to try and get in on this in this sideways movement? We can drop down to a low time frame like the 5-minute. And what can we wait for? Comes in, little pullback, creates a higher low, and then boom, right there. there's that little W pattern, right? Once you see that, comes in, hits, pulls up, retest or creates a higher low, and then breaks through structure. Now you can start looking for newly formed little demand zones that take place in here. And it will look like this. Boom. And now the move to the upside, back up to here. And we would do the same here, opposite. Maybe we even get lucky and it follows trend cloud up into that fifth wave. Trend is extended inside of that high time frame supply zone. That's a great indicator. That is a great signal for trend reversal all the way back down to here. All right. So, so yeah, great. That's what we're looking for. So if you're looking, if you're able to verbalize things like that, guys, then you got yourself a trade plan. Then you've got yourself an objective trade plan. Okay. But don't just base your entry on a number or on one observation, right? That's not a trade plan. So your brain will trick you into saying, oh, you know what? I'm getting in right here because the last time that's what it did. Every trade is different. Every flip of the coin is different. There's a whole bunch of different variables on every single trade, right? Each trade is independent of the last trade. And again, that's from our mentor, the late great Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. His YouTube videos. I'm so glad that some of his videos are still on YouTube, where you actually get to see him teach. It's pretty awesome. All right, so that's the plan of action that I'm seeing on gold. So what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at 2026 to 2023 right in here as a sweet spot. And you know, we're heading towards it, right? Now we're getting all these trend cloud signals. 5:30 in the morning. Here you go. 7:15 in the morning. We came into that high time frame supply zone. Trend cloud started giving us signals. And let's put a vertical axis line there. Right there. And let's see if that lines up. Cycling down. Momentum is down. And not quite there on CCI, right? We had broken to the upside. And so we didn't have momentum on our side, right? We got this pseudo uptrend, this sideways movement here. Yeah. See, today is one of those trades. I have no trade. That's that's a plan. That's because you've got a trade plan. You know, if you didn't make that observation, right, Kazi? If you were like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, trade this, whatever. you know you've got a plan when you're able to look at everything and say, you know what? There's nothing here for me today. That's when you know you're on the right track. That's when you know you've got something written out. You're using it. But it's what keeps you sharp, right? It's what keeps you sharp. So, okay, here we go. We're getting the retest of the opening range on gold, right? What's it going to do? I don't know. Because we've got mixed signals. What would make this perfect, right? What would make this perfect? A perfect retest. We would be taking the retest to the downside here, or we would be taking these trend cloud signals pre-market if we had a high time frame downtrend, right? Momentum was down, which it is, cycling down, which it is. That's good. We got this part. We just don't have this part, right? And we need all the pieces, right? We want all the pieces because that's what's giving us our edge. That's what's leading us to this. That's what leads you to being consistently profitable. You have to train your brain that this is the way to go. So yeah. So what else do we need? We need a downtrend on the 4-hour chart, and we need a downtrend on the 1-hour chart, and we need momentum on the CCI to be below negative 100. So we're missing trend on both time frames, and we're missing the CCI momentum. Looks like it's getting there though, right? Looks like that's almost there. We're starting to transition, right? We got a little flash of red. We've got a yellow candle. The yellow candle, that's your transition candle, right? If we had that, we'd be going after this gold trade. What are we going to do if price gets all the way down to here, right? We're in a sideways movement. We're in a sideways movement, and we have to drop down to a low time frame as we're in here, you know, and start looking for that pattern. I don't usually like to go below 5 minutes, but if you really wanted to focus in on some kind of pattern and treat this like, treat this like sideways movement where you've got extreme high, extreme low, and it's just going to bounce back and forth in between there. Then just make sure your risk is no more than 1%. Take a tiny little risk on that. But boy, it sure looks like it wants to head down there, doesn't it? Trend cloud signals, we got the retest. Great. Those are just observations, right? Those are observations. We need all the pieces of the puzzle. There we go. Now we're starting to break below negative 100. Aha. Okay. We like that. We need to see some red candles here on the 1-hour chart. And that would give us enough. Then we're only missing one piece of the puzzle, right? And that's okay. You can have one piece of the puzzle missing, can't have two. Those are the rules. And that's what leads us to being consistently profitable, because we follow them. All right. What time is it here? We've got the opening range on the S&P. Let's finish up with the S&P. Good lesson today, guys. Good lesson today. All right, 4-hour chart. Let's go through our process. Recalculate. We definitely have an uptrend, right? Here's your crossover. Red candle, transition yellow candle, green candle. Trend cloud is green, candles are green. That is an uptrend. Cycling up, which means we're in an impulse phase, and we're just starting. You see that little red hook right there? We're just starting to hook back down, and this is going to become a corrective move. But as of right now, we're impulsing up. Momentum is up. So we have an uptrend, and we have momentum going up on the high time frame. The context of this is to look for longs. Go to the middle time frame. Wow. Look at that CCI indicator. CCI indicator well above 200, pulling back to the positive 100 line. Beautiful. Very strong uptrend. We've got a an uptrend as well. So we have trend and momentum across multiple time frames. We've got three elements in place. What's happening right now? We're hitting or we're almost about to hit that second ADR checkpoint. That ends everything for the trade, right? Because that's the end game. So when you see that you've hit your average daily range, there's nothing more you can do. It ran its gambit, right? Everybody on TradingView, you understand what I'm saying there? Just let me know. Just chime in whenever. I got the chat up on the other screen. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart and see if there was, put the ADR on here. Okay, so we were able to get into, no. Look at how at 6:15 in the morning, 6:15 in the morning, we had already hit the average daily range, and now we've gone extended. There's no way I would touch this trade to go long right now. Trend Cloud is giving me all the information that I need to say, okay, this trade is over. Now, if you didn't have that, if you didn't have any of this on there, look at how tempting it would be to maybe take that opening range breakout, right? But there's a lot of people that don't use ADR, and we have found it to be extremely effective in the futures market, have we not? So those ADR checkpoints are imperative. They let you know, is this trade still on? And at 6:15 in the morning, right here at this candle, beautiful. Look at that. We knew. 6:15 in the morning, wow, this thing already ran its average daily range. Well, that's it, If the opening range took place all the way down here, like this, right? If this was the opening range and we got a breakout, by all means, take the retest. There's your target right there, right? But that's not what happened. Opening range took place just underneath the average daily range, and there was really nowhere to go. Mariana, I can't find the ADR like yours. I have to take a look. I'll take a look, Mariana. I'll take a look and see why that is. I have to go into the system there. So that is that's part of your Trend Cloud system. If you just bought the indicator, then you don't have that. You might not have that. But if you bought, I can't remember if you bought the whole system or if you just bought the indicator. So that is pretty powerful. And now on the 15-minute chart, you can see extended trend, right? Extended trend, going for that second ADR checkpoint. My goodness, that is definitely what's the story? Let's tell the story of price right now. What's the story? Well, we know that Trend Cloud is very powerful at showing you trend reversal. We're at the 6th wave, going into the 7th wave. We're going into the 7th wave here, okay? Hitting this ADR checkpoint. What does price want to do when it becomes extended? It wants to close below the 50 so that it can recalculate and then do something. Oh, no problem. Yeah, okay, that's why. No worries, Mariana. So that's what price wants to do. That's what price wants to do. It wants to break below the 50, okay, and either recalculate to go back up like this, or recalculate, make a move down, or go sideways. Those are the three things. Those are the three directions that you've got to understand, okay, on the recalculation. So you should be thinking to yourself, up here, it's pretty easy, you know, to see what the story is, right? The story is we're extended. It's about to hit the second ADR checkpoint right there. And the plan is it's going to run out of gas. We need to refuel, and that refueling station is anywhere below the 50 simple. As long as the candle closes below the 50 simple, you will recalculate. And then once you recalculate, what's it going to do? Well, it's going to do three things. It's either going to go recalculate, continue the uptrend, go sideways for a little while, or recalculate and go down. That's it. Those are the three things that it can do. So the art of this is to figure out what is it going to do. And that's where your trade plan comes in. That's where your trade plan comes in. Okay, guys? So very important to write down those observations. Make sure you can verbalize price action to yourself and talk to yourself like a crazy person. Understand price action. Make sure you can tell the story. We're just telling a story of price action because we know the behavior. And we know the behavior because we've made these observations and we've put it together into an objective trade plan. All right, good. I'm glad it helps, Kazi. I'm glad it helps. Excellent. That's what all this is for, right? So good deal. Oh, wow. Kazi's he's crazier than me. He even records himself. So I can review it later. Well, actually, that's what we're doing here, right? That's good. Yeah. And anything that makes it more visual and more realistic as you're in the simulator, that's what you need to do. Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. All right, guys. Good job today. Great questions. Good job to everybody over on TradingView who's watching, YouTube, Facebook, and X. All right, everybody. Have a good day. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I am now back in. I am now back into my Facebook account. I was locked out of my Facebook account for like a week. So I'll be posting in the private Facebook group for us. I got to catch up a little bit. I was actually locked out of my Facebook. All right, everybody. Good to see you guys. NVIDIA at a new all-time high. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, NVIDIA, great investment. Great investment. Accumulate NVIDIA on that 1 hour chart, Graham, using those trend cloud crossovers. and set those alerts. Have it go right to your phone. I know that's what Gary does. Gary's doing that. Set that alert, Trend Cloud crossover on NVIDIA on the 1 hour chart and start accumulating. All right, guys. I will see everybody tomorrow. Take care, everyone.